What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the NRW Checkpoint. That's right, you're here with the best host in gaming. Myself, WebsterStyle, the man, the voice, the fragrance. And of course, I'm always joined by my man, Brian Sapph. Brian, how you doing today, sir?
Doing all right. Thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, man. You ready for the holidays?
Ready for it to be over.
Understood. So, you been getting into any gaming this week, man?
Yes. I mean, I frequent Overwatch. I've been on there a lot, and I think the game we talked about last week, TKO, take something knockout. Yes, it's something like I think it's called DKO, double knockout. Wait, is it double knockout?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. It wasn't last week. It was, when was it? Divine Knockout. Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago,
Divine
2 weeks ago.
knockout.
Yes, Divine
Yes,
Knockout.
yes.
Yes. So how was that?
I only got to play one match. and
Okay.
that's what I was doing while I was waiting on you guys. And I was like,
Okay.
because it just finished downloading. I was like, okay, cool. But from what I got to play, it's pretty fun so far.
Okay. That sounds good. I'm glad, getting a chance to really take a look at all these games that are coming out. Well, I've actually been playing High on Life.
Okay, I seen
It,
that.
I don't understand. I don't understand the reviewers, the people who really gave it mediocre. Because I'm like, it's a. If you don't like the humor, fine, I get it. But for people to be trashing the game, I'm like, dude, really, it's a fun game to play. It's really it's crazy. And I really enjoy, and I'm not a Rick and Morty fan either. So I'm not going
Right,
in like, oh, I love this sort of humor. It's like, no, I'm going in pretty much as a blank slate. I like games where it's not like a Halo and thing that where it's like just is this deep, rich first person shooter. It
right,
is a game that tells a story through a first person lens and the options as far as difficulty it allows you to do that as well. And I respect that because I'm like, I just want the story. I don't really care about the
right.
difficulty. Like I want to play through the story. So I'm not that far in the game, but I am really enjoying it. It's
Okay,
funny. It's different. It's different from a lot of the games that you're going to play period right now with that
hmm
sort of humor. And I equate it to like a 2020s version of Duke Nukem 3D.
okay,
Not as crude, but it's that sort of that the humor and how it's outlandish, but it's way more outlandish, especially with the clip you showed me that you sent me that I haven't gotten to yet. I'm like, that is seared into my brain. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just say that there is a an alien who deals in the genetic material of other aliens.
yes,
Of course, he's not as eloquent as that. So, um,
right.
but but it's a fun game. I am enjoying it, and it's definitely one I'm going to play a lot more of. And since it's Game Pass and since it's through the cloud, I'll just take my controller and my little phone holder with me while I'm down away, and I'll just be playing it right there. I don't need my Xbox with me, so I'm good to go as far as that's concerned.
Okay, that's
So
good. Yeah, similar sentiments for this Divine Knockout game. It's free to play and easy to pick up, so probably be on that for a little while before I get on to the games coming out next year that I'm excited for.
yeah, a lot of games that come out next year. Well, this week is kind of light, so a lot of games that have come out before. But let's get to some of the newer games.
Okay.
First, we have Coffee Shop Tycoon. It's for PC. As you can imagine, it's a simulator. So
Yes.
basically, Coffee Shop Tycoon is a management game in which you take control of your own coffee shop, a game for business sharks and coffee enthusiasts alike. Will you
For business
thrive and
shop.
become the most popular coffee shop in town or die trying? Die trying with just coffee.
Right.
Everything lies in your hands, and we are watching the trailer for that one. I find these management games highly interesting.
They
The
are.
trailer for it, I saw a little bit. It starts off as nothing as what I expected, so I'm interested in watching the complete trailer to see it. But it looks very niche, and it looks
Yeah.
very accessible for a lot of people, though. And that's the thing.
Yeah. The Tycoon like franchise as a whole, they
Hmm.
always put out these like management games that are easy to pick up and highly addictive. I
Right.
like Roller Coaster Tycoon was my first like foray into PC gaming, and I was like, if nothing, no games are like this, I don't want to play anything else. Like I really enjoyed Roller Coaster Tycoon, so I stuck
Got you.
around with the franchise. Every time they put something out, I at least check it out. I'll probably do the same thing for this. I like I like the Tycoon franchise and everything that they do as far as business simulators and management
Hmm.
stuff. It's a fun time.
Understood. Yeah, I've never gotten into the Tycoon series. I think I'm playing may I play Roller Coaster Tycoon at one point in time. I think it was on
I
Game
mean,
Pass
it's
like many
legendary.
moons ago. Yes, yes, it is legendary. So, but never been my cup of tea. But
Mhm.
every game is different. So I always find something new and enjoyable in all these games. So definitely, Coffee Shop Tycoon might be on my list. I don't know. Played a lot of coffee themed games lately, especially Coffee Talk. That wasn't interesting. All right.
You know what? It's funny because you feel that way about these games, and then you play them, and it's like, oh, this is different. It's fun. I like because that's the title, the Coffee Tycoon or whatever, Coffee Shop
Mhm.
Tycoon. That's just the title. I'm pretty sure they put way more into this game to
Oh, I'm
keep you
sure.
entertained because
Right.
they do a good job with these.
Got you. Well, next up, we have another sort of simulation management. This one is Potion Craft, and that's dropping on the Xbox One, SX, and PC, and is a day one Game Pass exclusive. So at the time of this recording, you can play it right now if you have Game Pass. It's a simulation. So Potion Craft is an alchemist simulator where you play as an aspiring alchemist, physically interacting with your tools and ingredients to brew magical potions in your shop. Take orders from your shop's visitors, explore the alchemy map to discover new recipes, and create the legendary philosopher's stone to become the master alchemist.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Right.
So,
And we are watching a trailer for that. No, we're not watching a trailer for that. I saw a couple stills.
mm,
It looks interesting. So this is not the best explanation, but have you seen footage for the game Pentiment that they've been talking about? This one on Game Pass that's by Obsidian. That kind
what
of
is?
Pentiment.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, Potion Craft, it looks kind of hand drawn
Mm,
ish. It was definitely not what I thought it would look like. I'll put it that way when I saw the title, but that's on Game Pass. So if you got Game Pass, check that out for that lower price of $9.99 or $14.99 or free 99 if you know the
depending
hustle.
on which pass you got.
I'm on that free 99 hustle personally.
As you should be.
Yes. So next up, we have Kaiju Wars, and it's coming out for the Switch. This also came out back in November for the Xbox and the PlayStation. I think it was around Thanksgiving time because I'm like, we would have talked about a game about Kaiju, and I
Yeah.
would remember that. So
Yeah.
it must have been one of those weeks off. So Kaiju Wars is a turn-based RPG set on an Earth where players defend their city from rampaging monsters called Kaiju. The game centers around building defenses, creating deterrence, and staving off Kaiju attacks long enough to fight another day. And we are watching the trailer for this one.
Okay. It sounds like Attack on Titans, but I'm interested.
Yes, yes, I'm interested too in really watching the full trailer for that one. Next up, we have a game that's been out for a while for a lot of other systems, but is just now releasing for the PS4, which is really weird in my opinion,
Mm,
considering it was released back on the Switch last year, and is also on mobile, and it was released on Xbox and PC earlier this year, like
okay.
8, 9 months ago, and is now just dropping on PS4. So that's kind of weird considering the game and we're watching the
Mm.
trailer and you'll understand why I'm like, why wasn't this one everything? It's Turnip Boy commits tax evasion.
Okay. He commits tax
Exactly.
evasion.
Exactly. Um,
Okay.
it in this adventure game, Turnip Boy commits tax evasion action adventure game developed by Snoozy Kazoo, published by Graffiti Games. You play as Turnip Boy, an adorable yet troublemaking turnip who, after failing to pay his taxes, is forced to become Mayor Onion's assistant. Now, I've played too much of this game because it's on Game Pass, and it's
Okay.
great to get achievements. But let me
Okay.
tell you, it is as it is a fun game to play. It's only $15 if you're buying it brand new. It is it. You say the name, you're like, what? But as you go through, you're like, you're ripping stuff up. It's a fun little game. I would definitely recommend this game. Especially if you're on Game Pass. But even this is perfect for the Switch if you have a Switch. But if you
Okay.
have a PS4, so you're now getting the opportunity to, it's definitely a game I think that you will enjoy, especially if you like quirky little pixelated indie games. But we're watching the trailer, so you'll understand exactly why I'm like, this game is fun and weird at the same time.
Okay, I'm interested. I feel like it's just not coming to PS4 because they are adding it to the catalog on the different the tiers for
Oh, you think that
PlayStation Plus
be
now.
that would
Yeah,
make
like
sense?
same thing with Game Pass. How games come to Game Pass and they're like, oh, this has been out for a while, but it's just not coming to Game Pass. Like they're starting to do that now with the PlayStation Plus tiers. So
Dear
the
Sony, can you do a better job of advertising this? Like
they really do.
seriously,
They do. And
they
I
they
can say
suck
that.
at this.
Yeah, because every time I open up the PlayStation Plus tab on the console or whatever, like it's not the easiest thing. It's not like right in my face, like these are the games coming to your thing this month. It's always like I have to search and but
I mean, in general, Xbox puts out press releases
okay, yeah,
uh,
yeah,
because it's so widespread. Major gaming sites, even little gaming sites, there's always a list of games coming and going.
right,
Nobody cares about PlayStation Plus to do that, like
right.
except for like your IGNs or whatnot. That's because Sony does. I mean, the Game Awards, all Xbox did was publicize Game Pass and games coming to Game Pass. Sony
Was worried
Sony
about
needs to
Call of
do
Duty.
better. Oh, we ain't even opening it. Look, every week is something new.
Listen,
We ain't even getting into that this week.
that's what they
But
focus was.
yes, that's it. But Sony really knew better at communicating what their offerings are for PlayStation. Is it Plus?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. The different tiers and what's coming and going. I keep wanting to say PlayStation now. Um, so yeah,
that's
they
their
suck.
merch then.
Yeah, they suck as far as that's and in the game. Again, yes, I only own an Xbox, but I still want to know,
What's
especially for the
coming?
purpose of this show.
Right.
Like it's cool. Like, and I go through like, oh, this is coming to Game Pass. This is day one. This is okay. I can add that so you as a viewer has all of the information about these games as we're talking about. So Sony,
Exactly.
please do a better job of advertising your services to gamers. Thank you.
Please.
All
Please.
right. Next up, we have Naraka Bladepoint, and this is out on Xbox Series S and X, and also on PC. It came out on PC last year, and is coming to the Xbox One. It is also on Game Pass
Mm.
again and again. Microsoft talked about it coming to Game Pass when it came to
From the
Game
beginning.
Pass
Right.
in June, right? Okay, so Uh, Naraka Bladepoint is an up to 60 player PvP mythical
60
action
player.
combat
Oh,
experience with mystical arts inspired melee combat, gravity defying mobility, vast arsenals of melee and ranged weapons, legendary customizable heroes with epic abilities inspired by the legends of the Far East. Elevate your playstyle in a constantly evolving multiplayer battlefield featuring one-on-one duels, battle arenas, all the way up to 60-player battles with unique Sky Dragon and Resurrection mechanics. So, like I said, it's out on PC, came out last year there. On Xbox S and X in June, it's out on Xbox One, and the PS5 version is uh, yet to be announced, but it's coming.
okay.
We are watching this one. I saw this one, and for whatever reason, I always get it confused with the uh, sh- uh, I forget the name. The game that's coming out from Tecmo, from Team Ninja in a couple months. And I forget the name of it, but I always think of like that's the game. But this is actually one of the things we've seen lately, and Sony's been making a big play for this. Uh, a lot of these Chinese development houses with these games, they've more and more of them. I think was it Genshin Impact is one
Yeah.
of those games that came from like so that blew up. So a lot of developers, a lot of companies are really getting in on these Chinese MMORPGs or really massively multiplayer games. And
Mm-hmm.
Naraka is one of the newest ones, and it's on Game Pass. So now it's finally natively available on the Xbox One. You could have played it via Game Pass via the cloud, but now you can download directly to your system. So that's that one. And then the last game of the week, which I assume is coming out still because it got delayed. And this is Valkyrie Profile Lenneth,
Oh, okay.
the PS4 and 5. And it was supposed to come out a couple months ago when the other Valkyrie Profile came out.
Mm.
So this is an RPG, an improved version of the RPG classic. Valkyrie Profile Lineup introduces new fans to spectacular combo attacks, unique side-scrolling environments, and gripping storyline that drew players to the franchise. Now, I don't know how much it costs, but you and I had a discussion offline. This is Square Enix, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? Wait.
Hold on.
Valkyrie profile. Let me see.
Because I want to make sure Square Enix before
Before
before we
I
rip into
understand
them.
why you saying that. Because
Because Square Enix has been smoking crack lately.
I don't, and I would like for them to put it down because
Oh yeah,
why
it's Square
pay
Enix.
this them?
It's Square Enix, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see a price on this one.
It need to
Um,
be
that's because what I just pulled up is the PSP. And this is my problem, okay? I don't know the price on this when it comes out. I can't find it, but this is a port of the 2006 PSP release. So I didn't see anything talking about its upgraded remaster. This is a based on
straight up
everything that's
port.
reported, it's a straight up port. I don't know if anybody watching this has seen any of the conversation regarding Final Fantasy um, pixel remasters, and
Crisis Core.
that was for the special edition. But Square Enix trying to make us pay $70+ for remasters, not even remakes, remasters.
Remaster. Mind you now, it looks good. It looks like something that's supposed to be on the PlayStation 4 at the very least. But the game is the same.
Right? Yes.
I don't know if any Final Fantasy fans are out there. Have you played this game already on PSP? Because you're about to buy the same one for PlayStation 4 and 5, I believe.
Yeah.
And they
So
charging $70.
right. And this with Valkyrie Profile Lenneth, I don't know the cost, but if it's not even a remaster, I'm afraid to even ask how much Square Enix is trying to charge because with the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters, okay, $74. All right, if you add up all the digital ones on Steam and collect them, that's about the same price. I'll give you that. However, Square is only selling them the physical copies through them. They're charging 20 some dollars in shipping. So people paying $100 to get a physical copy.
No, absolutely
Put the
not.
put the crack pipe down, Square Enix. Put the crack pipe down.
I don't get these kind of business decisions. I mean, I'm not in boardrooms or anything like that, so I don't know. Maybe they're doing this for some specific reason. But as somebody who is a fan of Square Enix, I can confidently say I'm not with it. And
I agree. I am not a fan, but I like my money. I like keeping my
right.
money in my wallet.
Yeah, there comes a point in time where I have to say no, this is too much. $70 for a remaster, $70 for a new game is pushing it. You're talking about remastering a game that
Oh
came
yeah,
out on PlayStation Portable over a decade
right,
ago.
right, exactly. Let me tell you this though. A business decision like this just make I say services like Game Pass, but let's be real, PlayStation Plus is not the best equivalent. They don't PlayStation doesn't put their money where their mouth is as far as to make that the
No.
service is really an alternative. So I'm gonna put it at like that. But decisions like that really make Game Pass look like a really viable option for a lot of people.
And it is. And that's the thing.
It
Like
is,
Game
yeah.
Pass is, which is interesting because like we keep going back to PlayStation is worrying about Call of Duty. Meanwhile, you have a competing service at PlayStation Plus that could use so much of your attention and your funds to get it to a level that Game Pass can be actually afraid of it. Like
Exactly.
Sony is not just PlayStation, just like Microsoft is not just Xbox. You have Sony has phones, they have mobile devices, they have tablets, laptops, computers. Like you need to be trying to integrate as much as your PlayStation software into those things as possible to keep the Game Pass. Instead, we worried about Call of Duty and
case in point, you saw my tweet for
it.
my achievements. Right. You saw my tweet for my achievements.
Right.
I played 35 games this year. 29 were on Game Pass.
Meanwhile, if we look at mine, everything I've only been able to purchase or get for free during the 3 games for PlayStation Plus. Game Pass and the entire catalog that it has, they don't even put that into my awareness until I like search for new games. And it's kind of frustrating because I pay so much for this PlayStation Plus service and I don't know all of the things I can get with it.
And the game I played the most was Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, which is on Game Pass. Exactly. See, there's a benefit there. There's definitely a benefit, but we are not going to harp on Square Enix and Game Pass any longer because Square Enix is they just doing it to themselves. We've talked about them too much over the past couple months with all that
and then on
nonsensical business decisions.
Right. And on top of that, there are people who are fans who are going to buy it regardless. I
was about to say, stop giving them money. Stop reinforcing bad behavior. Like, seriously.
No, they
cloud versions of games that you can't halfway play. Charging $70 for a Switch game. Like, what? Oh, boy. Let's get into some trailers. Let's check out trailers. First up, we got Kaiju Wars.
Kaiju Wars. I'm interested.
Yeah, same.
Around the world, the giant monsters known as Kaiju are a menace.
Monster attacks taking place worldwide.
Complex collapsed underneath
scientists are gathering here in Bombay.
We must plan carefully.
Okay. That's interesting.
The Kaiju are powerful, but predictable.
Open fire! It's not enough!
Okay.
So yeah, I'm feeling that. That looks cool. And again, it's one of those games that while it translates well to a larger screen, it works so well on the Switch.
Yeah.
I see it right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at it for, to get it on that good old Switch. Because those kind of like it's I don't know what the bit rate would be for that, but it's not aggressively the graphics are not aggressive. It's very very minimalistic and simple, and on top of that I really enjoy strategy games, so
it's a great art style.
Yeah, definitely very nostalgic.
Next up we have Turnip Boy commits tax evasion.
I really want to understand this game.
It, like that trailer is cool, but it doesn't do it justice with some of the dialogue and Turnip Boy's a real asshole. Like straight up,
I
he's
can
a real
assume he commit
asshole.
tax evasion.
Yeah, but he's you can play him as not the nicest guy. I'll put it that
Okay. It looks interesting though.
way. Yeah,
Definitely something I
I
want to watch
definitely
somebody
recommend it.
stream.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely watch my stream. I definitely recommend it. It's a fun game to play, but also probably a very fun game to watch as well.
I can imagine.
All right.
Interesting.
Next up, we have Coffee Shop Tycoon.
It's this time coffee.
So the Coffee Shop's gonna mean that. This is a taste testing. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm passing on a Cocoa Pumpkin.
Right.
But I can see you getting lost in that game. Like
Yeah.
with everything you have to do and can do it. Yeah, that looks really immersive.
And that's always the beauty of the Tycoon games. They really take it all the way to like the absolute like most minute detail. That focus group thing, that was very, very cool and innovative. I want to try the game just to see if I can make a coffee that everybody is gonna like.
Exactly.
Just to see if I can do it. That's the only reason I want to play. But this looks very, very cool. I like the little nods there to Starbucks and things like that.
Yeah, I agree. That's a pretty cool game. I'm definitely interested in seeing more of that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And last but not least is Naraka Bladepoint.
Okay. One thing about the cutscenes, they're going to be Is this out already?
Yeah.
It's coming to the console.
I'm gonna have to play this.
Yeah.
This looks pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So when does that come out? I can go ahead and put that down.
Yeah, that's on. It's pretty much on everything except for PlayStation at the moment, but it's on PC.
Okay.
So I think it's free to play. I'm not sure though.
Naraka. All right.
Bladepoint, yeah.
I'm gonna see about that. I enjoy games like that. You mentioned Genshin Impact earlier.
Mhm.
I was like one of the first people on. Like when it was announced and they put it out and everything, I was on the little founders thing or whatever. Like it's games like this where there's open world, but if you follow certain missions or whatever, it becomes a story, or you could just run around and do like little menial tasks to kind of, improve your player or the surroundings. I tend to like games like that. It's like kind of like Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Right.
And this combat looks really good. Like I said, it looks like Devil May Cry, or I can't think of the name of the game where you're like in some part of Asia. There's a bunch of them at this point, and you just like fighting a whole bunch of people.
You're talking about like Dynasty Warriors or something like
Yes,
that?
that's exactly
Yes.
what I'm
Okay.
talking about. Yeah, I get that feel from this Dynasty Warriors, so I have to get that game. I just want to play it. At least
Yeah, it looks cool. I gotta check it out as well. So, Brian, what's going on with you this week?
The Talk+Play blerdcast is in production at this current time. I already started recording the next episode, so that should be out before New Year's.
Awesome.
Not making any promises, but that's what I'm aiming for.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm about to get on some of these games. Like I said, Divine Knockout seems fun. I want to play more rounds and see if I really, really like it, or if it was just the newness of it. But that's pretty much it.
Got you. Yeah, I'm actually back on track. Episode 136 of the Historian Geek podcast is out right now, featuring just some of my impressions from the Game Awards, also Transformers: Rise of the Beast. You can see our reaction to that trailer right here on Nerds Rule the World. Also talking about HBO Last of Us. I think we talked about it as well, so you can see our reactions there. More of my interviews, or some of my interviews from Exotica DC, in this case, RVD and Carmela Clutch, as well as the normal fragrance sort of stuff, talking about 7 fragrances I can't live without, in addition to our fragrance of the week. And then after this drops, the following Monday, which will be the day after Christmas, episode 137 is going to drop because it's already done. I'm on schedule.
I'm glad to hear it.
Right. And I'm talking about High on Life a little bit more in depth, my reactions to No More Henry Cavill Superman, and more interviews from Exotica featuring Avery Jane and Nurse Becky J, amongst other things. So that's what's going on with WebsterStyle and the Sartorial Geek podcast. But of course, you are currently with Nerds Rule the World. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the NRW. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at New Release Wednesday. Of course, you're currently on YouTube, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
We need you to. Thanks.